All right, good evening, everyone. I'm calling this regular scheduled commission meeting to order. Today's date is August 10th, time is 7 p.m. And I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion. Second.
All right, so we got Clark and Maison. Any discussion on the agenda from the dais? Any from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimous. And Ms. Glanzer, would you like to come up and bless our meeting for us, please? Stand if you can and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Together to keep it moving in the right direction. Newberry is made up of many faiths, creeds, cultures, and politics. Remind us, Lord, to be respectful of that and to remember we are all precious in your eyes. We pray today for the school children as they start the new year. Keep them safe, Lord, and help them to be focused not only on academics and learning, but to be good human beings. Our world needs the next generation to work together, to get along, and bring peace to the planet. Bless our elected officials this evening and the decisions they make. It's in thy precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Commissioner Clark? All right, well, fantastic. We going to get started with our Director of Public Works, Mr. Rance Green. He's got a couple of awards he wants to talk about.
Good afternoon. Like you said, my name is Rance Green. I'm Director of Utility and Public Works. I have the pleasure to come to you guys tonight and brag a little bit about our electric department. This past month, we had our annual FMPA conference where they go and they recognize staff and everything for accomplishments that they've made throughout the year. And the city of Newberry was recognized for a Momentum Award, which recognizes the city for achieving the most significant decrease in duration outages, which means that our staff is on point. Whenever we have outages, we get them taken care of. Our AMI system is helping out a lot, where it notifies us whenever we have outages, and it can pinpoint them to a better response time, so we can come out and get this taken care of. We also received the Duration Award, which recognizes the city for reducing the duration of outages by 10% or more. And that also speaks to the same. Whenever our guys know where they're going and know what they have going on, we're able to go out there, fix the issue, and get the power back on for our citizens. These awards are a testament to hard work and dedication and commitment from our electric department and their continued efforts to provide reliable services to our communities. I'd like to congratulate our electric department on a well-deserved recognition. We are proud of the work they do for the city of Newberry. Yep. So, Manager Marlowe can probably explain this a little bit better because he brought this back. And so I guess what this is in South Florida, they have outages due to iguanas, whereas we have outages up here due to squirrels. So they give out these little iguana for.
They look very similar.
Yeah.
Squirrels and iguanas.
And while we get to keep both the plaque and the trophy, I think the assistant utility director may be claiming the iguana. She's taking a liking to it.
She has taken a liking.
Next year we'll get a squirrel, and maybe we'll bring the squirrel up here, so that makes a little more sense for us.
Yes, my daughter has definitely taken a liking to this, and she walks around and she's named it Bubba for some reason. I'm not rightly sure why, but still, it is what it is.
Mr. Mayor, we would love to get a picture of you and utility director with all the many awards there. You may need another commissioner to join you to hold all of those awards. I don't know. That's a lot.
Who went down to the FMP? Y'all go here.
There you go. There you go. And Mr. Green has a special treat for one of all those awards. You don't have to wait till the end of the night. You can head on out. Same thing for you, Crystal. No, actually, we need one picture. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to public announcements. These are 2 minutes, and I understand that we have one of them ready to go. Yep. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to make this presentation, Commissioners and Mr. Mayor. Late 2004, early 2005, when I first became the city manager in Newberry, I became friends with it was a strange friendship with a gentleman named David Morris. In Newberry, he was known as Mo. He had a foot-long gray beard, long gray hair. He would have been a hippie if he was back in the 60s, but nonetheless, he was a great guy. We became close friends. And 2 years later, keep it short, he came to me and he said, Keith, I've got terminal cancer and I need a favor. I'm going to be dead within 4 months. Those were his exact words. I said, what's the favor? He said, I've never been out of the United States and my best friend lives in Nicaragua. I'd like you to take me to Nicaragua. And I said, Mo, I'm the city manager. I'm not a travel agent. So I said, but I'll talk it over with my wife. I went home, saw her, said, you know you're going to do it. So I talked to the commissioners. I said, is it okay if I do this? They said, go for it. So off we went to Nicaragua where the Sandinistas were in power, and it's still there. Anyway, we had a good time. He met his friend, and we spent some time on the West Coast on the Pacific side. And then the last day, we're coming back. We'd never seen the Sandinistas at all. We're on the bus. We made this turn, and there's the Sandinistas with their covered heads and their AK-47s, and they stopped the bus. Mo has a bag of marijuana about this big. The Sandinista guys are getting on the bus, and I said, Mo, what the hell are you gonna do? He ate the entire bag right there. And we got through.
Oh, my Lord.
Anyway, we got back to the States, and he was really getting poorly, and he said, Keith, I want to give you a gift for taking care of me. And I said, well, you don't need to do that. He said, no, I found this in Watermelon Pond in 202. I was in the pond, water was down, I was in my rowboat, and I saw this the butt sticking up out of the water. He said, I tried to get it up, but it was stuck in the mud. And finally, I got out because it wasn't very deep, and he pulled it out. And he cleaned it all up, put it on this plaque, and he said, I want you to have this for what you did. And I said, thank you very much. And so I've had it on my wall in the house for all those years now. And then your good manager, oh, he's over here, told me about you may have the museum thing, and I thought this would be appropriate. It's probably 150 years old, according to the people I've checked. It's been in Newberry for I don't know how many years, maybe all that time. So I'd like to present it to your museum on behalf of Mo Morris. So thank you.
Thank you.
Did he get high off that marijuana? He ate everything when he got back.
Only in Newberry. All right. Well, thank you very much for that. Is there anybody else with a public announcement of any kind? Madam Crystal.
Yeah, I can't beat that. So I'm Crystal, Community Engagement Coordinator for the city. With the school year starting this week, I just want to give a shout out to all of the amazing back to school giveaways that we had. And please forgive me if I miss any. Shekinah Glory had an amazing event at the MLK Center. They gave out over 100 backpacks to kids in the community. DCC hosted a giveaway for clothing as well as supplies. Honored the Torian Green Foundation, who is the coach, one of the coaches for the Gators basketball. He came out and had a skills and drills camp and then gave out a bunch of supplies afterwards. Journey of Chad's Mission that was hosted at the Freddie Warmack Park was absolutely incredible. I had to go up to her and say, "You're amazing. This is amazing. We need to put it in a bigger space." It was that much of a crowd and there was so many people, so many happy faces. So I was super thankful for them. And then the Newberry Area Chamber of Commerce, they hosted an inaugural school supply giveaway, but this was specifically for the teachers, which we thought was super important, being that we're, changing the scenery within the schools this year. So I just want to shout them all out and give them a big thank you.
Good job. Thank you. Well, Newberry is volunteer powered. So there's some great examples of that. Anything else? Any other public announcements? Seeing none. Okay, gentlemen, we've got a published consent agenda. If there's no changes, I'll accept a motion to approve. Commissioner Long and Commissioner Clark. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimous. So this brings us to our really our one and only item on the agenda tonight. This is a public hearing on Countryway 2 rezoning to planned residential development. Madam Attorney, you have something to read into the record for us?
I do, Mayor. It's ordinance number 2026-24, petition number LDR 24-26, an ordinance of the City of Newberry, Florida, amending the official zoning atlas by changing the zoning district from agricultural to planned residential development, PRD, on approximately 160 acres, tax parcel number 02539-001-000, located at 23717 Southwest 15th Avenue, adopting land development regulations for the development commonly referred to as Countryway 2, providing for applicability and repeal, providing for exclusion from codification, correction, and directions to the city manager, providing a severability clause, providing a repealing clause, and providing directions to the clerk and an effective date.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. Ms. Hectus, I guess you're going to lead us through this quasi-judicial. So we will cease being a governmental body, will become a quasi-judicial. All public testimony will be given and taken under oath. Everyone testifying will be subject to cross-examination. All documents and exhibits shall be entered into evidence, and the giving of opinion testimony is limited to experts. Closing arguments will be limited to the evidence of record. Madam Attorney, would you, well, we've already read into the record the ordinance. I'm going to call on the clerk to swear anybody in who's going to be giving testimony today. Applicants, staff, and/or participants, please rise, hold up your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. You've been doing so.
All right, before we begin, we're going to disclose ex parte communications. These are any conversations or transmission of information that may have bearing or influence on any voting member's decision. We'll begin here to my immediate right. Commissioner Maison?
None.
Mr. Long?
Yeah, I saw the property, but it has no bearing on my decision.
Okay, thank you for that.
None.
Mr. Coleman, okay. All right, and I do not have any either. I am a non-voting member of this board, however, so it doesn't necessarily matter, but, okay, let's begin with our presentations. Staff will go first.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. We're here this evening to go over the item rezoning ordinance 2026-24, LDR 24-26 for Countryway 2. This is a change on approximately 160 acres from agriculture to planned residential PRD on, like I said, the 160 plus acres. One thing I wanted to bring to your attention before we move forward is in your packet tonight, you saw for the first time our new ordinance format for these custom zonings. So I wanted you to know that this is the first one to go through this process. You will see two others following up quite shortly, but you'll see that this is more of an organized format for these ordinances. Nicole has worked very hard with staff to get them into this format. You're also going to, coming forward, you're going to see our staff reports structured very similarly to these as well. So I hope you like the format, because I will tell you it was much easier for me to understand and read and go through the process as well. So thanks, Nicole, for all the hard work. So the question this evening is to consider the request that the change that that the applicant is asking for this evening meets the intent of the comprehensive plan and the land development regulations. If it's a yes, you'll approve the ordinance, no, deny it, or the third option is to continue it to a date and time certain. The history on this so far for this ordinance was it was seen at the May 4th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Board. They unanimously voted 3-0 to forward a favorable recommendation to the City Commission for this ordinance 2026-24. The staff does find this ordinance consistent with the comprehensive plan and the land development code. This is a request for a rezoning from agriculture to planned residential development, the PRD custom zoning that we have. And it's located generally the southwest corner of Northwest 15th Avenue and Southwest 234th Terrace, approximately a half a mile east of State Road 45. And this is a summary of the request as well as a location map of the property. The property just to the west of that is the existing Countryway Town Center development just to the east of the square. Here is the proposed property as they're going forward, asking the request on this square there. Just like I said, to the west is the existing neighborhood. Again, tonight, the question is the request to change the zoning on approximately 160 acres from agriculture to planned residential development consistent with the city's comprehensive plan and land development regulations. There's your choices, and the applicant has a presentation as well. I'm here also for any questions you might have.
Thank you. Mr. Diedenbach?
Arrow over.
All right. Stacy should have added, the applicant has a brief presentation. Goal is to get you all home by 8 o'clock. So I am Jerry Diedenbach. I am here this evening with Margot Patterson and Patrice Boyce, who have worked on this application directly with me. And of course, the Norfleet family, our client, is here to watch and participate in this, should you have any additional questions that we can't answer. As a bit of background, you might remember that we stood here in 2024 and 2025 to change the land use on this 159-ish acres. It had previously a mixed-use land use on it, but was never finally zoned. That land use actually went through and closed in June of 2025, so a little bit more than a year ago. And the process that we've been involved in since 2024, when we had our pre-application meeting with city staff, we've submitted applications in October of 2024. They went through staff review. We had our resubmittals, which is a common process as the applications mature through the review cycle. Staff got to a point where the staff report recommended that the board approve this. So your Planning and Zoning Board heard this on May 4th of this year, and we are here tonight for first reading. As Stacy stated, the project sits in the southeast quadrant of the city of Newberry, and it abuts Countryway Town Center. So it has a logical connection to the existing development that is building from the west to the east toward this property. Accordingly, this property is located south of South 15th Avenue and east of State Road 25, or State Road 45, 2741, however you want to call it. And it has a low-density residential land use.
As such, the only appropriate way to rezone this property then would be with a residential type zoning. So on top of that residential low density land use, we desire to replace the agricultural zoning with a PRD, or planned residential development. This will develop this property at a density of just under 3.14 dwelling units per acre in a manner similar and comparable with the abutting existing subdivision. Over the 160 acres, that will give a maximum number of units on this property of 500 units. That will be broken into a master plan that looks like this, effectively 4 quadrants of 125 units per quadrant. It has similar development standards and specifications as the existing development. Minimum lot size is 3,500, minimum lot width is 35, but of course we can build larger than that. So as this matures over time, it will be responsive to market demand. As you can see on this PD master plan, there is a buffer that is built around the entirety of the community. And in the south areas, you can see areas where there are lower depressional areas with the crosshatch pattern on it, where stormwater will be in the lower areas. The connections will initially come from the existing Countryway subdivision and Countryway Town Center to the west, and this will ultimately connect to Newberry Road via connections across South 15th Avenue up to the north. We have planned into this a future north-south connection along the eastern portion of the property. As you notice, there are connections on both the west, the north, the east, and then to the south, so that is consistent with your comprehensive plan and your transportation mobility type requirements. That connection will allow the project that is developing to the south of this, Newberry Ridge, to access to the north to get traffic directly up to State Road 26 in lieu of all traffic being on 2741 or State Road 45. This new collector roadway will be within adequate right-of-way, which will be donated early on in the project. So should the developer to the south wish to advance that roadway faster than we get to it, they have the ability to do that. So that future north-south collector there is along the eastern boundary right on what would be, I believe, is a quarter section line. This oblique aerial gives you a picture as if you were in a helicopter over the top of Newberry Ridge, and you can see how they had originally planned to connect to Countryway 2 in the exact kind of center middle portion of it, but they are routing that connection to the east side of this property, and if you follow that orange line up, you see that it crosses very succinctly over Southwest 15th Avenue and connects up and has the potential to connect to Highland Park, the Gromax development, or it could connect up via the yellow line and then align with the Ag Tech Center on the north side of State Road 26. But that is all designed to help Newberry's traffic system in a connected manner, so you're not relying wholly on the state roads of 2741, State Road 45, or Newberry Road. This helps diversify traffic in the long run. This is a little bit larger view, and so you can see from now a little bit more the east side, if you were in a helicopter over the top of the Newberry Ridge project, that line goes along the east side of this property and will connect further all the way up to 26 and makes a nice connection up there at Newberry Road. It is consistent with the comprehensive plan, as staff has stated, and as we have demonstrated throughout the process of our application materials. It will accommodate growth in a financially feasible and environmentally acceptable manner. There are no wetlands or floodplains on the property, and so we have a very easy site in the terms of converting this land to residential to serve the growing demand in the city of Newberry. It is consistent with the urban services portions of the comprehensive plan, and the data and analysis that we have provided through our application process shows that there's consistency across all the relevant elements of the comprehensive plan. Staff has acknowledged that each phase of the development in the petition represents a varying degree of impact on state and local services, and each phase will be evaluated at the time which failures have been identified. And that's a nice way of saying that we will continue to monitor over time as this development moves forward. What are the volumes of traffic out on the road? What's happening with the water and sewer system? What's happening with electrical and other subsystems that support development, so that this builds in a timely manner in conjunction with Newberry's growth. This is consistent with Article 4 of the zoning regulations of the City of Newberry's land development regulations. And as such, this will also include an element where tiny homes can be built. So it is designed to accommodate market demand as time and as the market advances in our community here. So our request is that you accept the staff review of this, as well as your Planning and Zoning Board's unanimous recommendation that you approve this and approve this on first reading this evening. Should you have any questions, I am most happy to answer those, or if they're really tough and complicated, I will defer necessary to Ms. Boyce or Mr. Norfleet and family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Diedenbach. Is there any public comment? We have 3 minutes to do so. Go ahead.
I'll stay here in case
It's just a quick question.
Ms.
I love the
Joy
way,
throws a good one.
Joy Glanzer. I like the way it connects up to the highway, that's great, and connects to the countryway. I didn't hear any discussion that obviously I think traffic might want to go east and west on 15th. So I don't know if you've addressed that, I'm sure, or would he, because that's right now, it's kind of a smaller road. It's got the canopy trees that you'll hear a lot about, I'm sure. So.
To answer Ms. Glanzer's question, we have had numerous hours of discussion about South 15th. South 15th is a substandard roadway in the sense that it does not have adequate right-of-way. The alignment there is very narrow. Anybody who's ever tried to drive a big brown truck probably hits tree branches in there. We have tried to discourage, and we are considering that signage may be the best way to say not a thoroughfare, to leave that as an east-west local connector only. Now, you can't stop people from driving on a road that is public, but the way that we want to engineer that connection is such that when you get to 15th there, that's your predetermination, if you will, or destination is just go straight to Newberry Road on a nice new paved road that will get you to the state road, as opposed to taking 15th and heading east toward 202 and Gainesville. But you can't block people from using that road. We realize the tree canopy nature of that road and its scenic character, and we want to try to preserve that as much as possible. That's not why we're not like out there adding right of way to it and paving and trying to, make that bigger, because we don't want to create what would be effectively like an attractive road to, hey, let's drive on this.
Mr. Mayor.
Very good.
I'd just say staff's position and the applicant has been very cooperative on this, is that the future of traffic flow in the southeast quadrant is the spine road that this applicant has very graciously worked with us, worked with Newberry Ridge to align to get you from Southwest 30th up to 26. It's my belief, and I think that the traffic impact studies support this, that the majority of those folks, if they don't have kids to drop off, are trying to get east to 26 and get into Gainesville. So what we're trying to do is create a situation where anyone who needs to go to the light is going to come, it's going to flow back to 27. They're going to come up to drop their kids off, but everyone else is going to take that spine road. They're either going to take Southwest 30th to 202, which is all chip sealed, or they're going to take this spine road, which is intended to be a boulevard, and get people east of the light. So we're not sending everybody down to a bottleneck at the old light in Newberry. So that's what we have been working on with this applicant, as well as Newberry Ridge and Sandia Park.
Very good, thank you. Did staff hear anything that they wanted to cross-examine? No? Okay. All right, fair enough. When anybody from the dais have any questions?
So I know Jerry kind of mentioned, but being around I don't think that the applicant's thought process here is to build 500 homes in this thing. So the 35-foot lots, I know, or what you mentioned, may be for a tiny home, but for the public and for us to understand this subdivision is going to be laid out like they have now. And this subdivision is going to have some beautiful lot sizes. It ain't going to be what we've approved down coming in the corridor, which I'll say publicly, I wish we'd have never approved it. But this thing is the way subdivision should be laid out. It's got the 120-foot lots. It's got the 100-foot, the 45s, and if they build their tiny homes, so be it on the 35s. But I will just say, for the record, this thing is not set up for 500 homes in here. So I know it's approvable, but I know that the subdivision will be built out with the quality that's being built now. So that's my thought.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions from the decision-making body? All right. Commissioner Mazon?
These are Northfleet homes, right?
Correct. Okay. Does staff or the applicant wish to make any kind of final argument at all? No? Okay, fair enough. Madam Attorney, could you read the decision-making body's applicable law and factual findings?
Yes, as you all know, in quasi-judicial, you should base your decision on the competent, substantial evidence that's presented to you, and that's both the verbal testimony that you heard this evening and all of the written backup material.
Thank you, Madam Attorney. There's time for more deliberations. If none, I'll entertain a motion. Is that Commissioner Coleman on the motion? Okay, and Commissioner Clark on the second? Okay. One more chance on discussion going once. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimous, 5-0. All right, we'll bring it back to a standard board, and there's no agenda items, which actually brings us straight to comments, and citizens can go first. Comments for anybody? Citizens' comments? You look like you're moving in your seat to get up, no? Just adjusting, okay. All right, city manager, you can go first. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Greg.
Hi, Greg Graydon. Just a schedule request on the kennel issue. I'm going to take Miss Donna out west in the end of September to see Miss Lee's surviving sister. So if we could possibly ask that nothing be scheduled on that item on the second commission meeting in September, I would appreciate it. If it has to happen, I understand, but if not, I would appreciate that consideration.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll see what we can do. Any other public comment from citizens? Seeing none? Now, city manager, Marlo, you can go first.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just have a few. First, I want to say congratulations, Commissioner Long, on an award for All Smiles Detailing. Just announced the big. He'll talk about it. He'll tell us more about it. I want to remind everybody of Wednesday's workshop, budget workshop. That's at 6:30 right here in the chamber. I believe this one's first one for governmental funds. Yeah, not enterprise funds. Thank you. I had two policies that I would like the diocese feedback on bringing back to you. One would be, I have advocated for a long time that we need a better, more thoughtful policy when it comes to the naming of fields, roads, buildings, those kinds of things. What we have right now is pretty short and sweet, doesn't give a lot of guidance. I think it would be appropriate to come back with something that's a little bit more thoughtful. Could I get a head nod on y'all's willingness to entertain a presentation sometime? There's no rush on this. We got a lot of stuff, but sometime in the next 3-4 months, I got 3.
Plug it in on a night when we got one item.
One
like
item,
this.
yeah. If only I had known, right? So, and then the other one is per diem. So we've talked about this in the past. Right now, the way we do about things when we have to go to a conference or something like that, we have to, everything is separated up into categories, right? Instead of just saying you get a per diem, it's X amount, it creates a lot of backlog paperwork, those kinds of things. It's very precise. Other governing entities simply say, you get what you get, it's a per diem, right? And if you stay at a hotel that has breakfast, you back that out of it, that kind of a thing. But it's a basic lump sum. It's just a little bit easier to manage on staff's time when we have to track all of that stuff. So it would be an update to our purchasing policy, travel policy. So if you guys are willing to entertain having a presentation on that, I could bring that back to you as well. I got 1, 2 head nods, 3 head nods, 4. Okay, so that concludes my comments, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Madam Attorney? This is so not fair. You never say anything. Smart attorney. Fair enough. Smart attorney. Madam Clerk? All right. Commissioner Coleman? Do you want to go first or you want to wait?
I want to wait.
Okay. Commissioner Mazon?
I want to wait. No, I'm good. Congratulations to our, I wanna wait, is that on record? No. No, but congratulations to our electric, department. Go Newberry, man. That's all I gotta say. Um, um, Newberry continuously, they donate so much to their citizens. They give back. I mean, I can't say that enough. And the reason I'm saying that is because I made a delivery to the floor store. And man, this is the second year I think they did this. They were giving away rugs to teachers. I thought that's, yeah. So, I mean, the teachers, I don't know, they're always asking for, materials for the classroom. And so a rug, I think would be a great benefit. It's a great start. I mean, it's not a pencil, it's not paper, but it's, and they had different types and different material, different types, different colors or whatnot. But over at the floor store, man, they were giving out rugs. And this is the second year. The first year, I want to say they gave out over 200. They say that the range was about 100 to 200 miles travel. People came and heard about this and they decided to come here. So go Newberry, right? Our department, our electric department, the award, what he's about to say, and then our floor store over there. Good job to those guys. Quick reminder, like school's back in session, so traffic, cars, kids, be careful. They're out and about. I have to be careful in my big brown truck. So they will be, kids are kids. They're gonna jump out in front of traffic, so let's just be mindful, be thoughtful. And the other thing I have is, what did the one calculator say to the other? Down along.
What's your digits?
Huh?
What's your digits?
You can count on me. That's all I got.
Jeez. Commissioner Long?
All right, like Jordan said, I want to say a special thanks to everyone that voted for me for being on our town phase mobile detailing business. It's a great honor to serve this community and serve the surrounding areas, so I don't take it lightly. It's a great honor to be able to serve the people. And something I helped start when I was became a commissioner was Thrive. So Thrive is a health initiative that we want to bring a healthier community. So November 7th, we're going to have our first health fair. But on top of that, we're going to also provide screening for free for the community. So for workers, people that don't have insurance, people that can't get to the doctor in time, they'll be doing a special opportunity at a Little Red Schoolhouse twice a month where they'll give you screenings, they'll give you checkups. People that have issues, they don't want to go to the doctor, they don't have to drive far. Right here in Newberry, we'll have access for you. So that's something we're providing for free. So people that have workers and a lot of guys that don't want to go anywhere for medical, they have that access. So I'm proud of that and glad we can bring that to Newberry. And other than that, just thank you to our utility department. You guys work hard and people always talk about the utility bills, but the service we provide is always key. You always want to have great services. So I'm glad them guys got awarded for that. Thank you.
Commissioner Farnsworth?
You've forgotten the honor of your award. Were you going to give like 50% discount to all citizens? Dang. Yeah, congratulations to the electric department. I mean, I am so happy that I live in Newberry during a hurricane because you read all these horror stories about these people, even in the city of Gainesville, being weeks. And I know my aunt was like 2 weeks without electricity one time when she lived in Gainesville. And it's just amazing how quick and responsive our utility department is in getting everybody back online. And see, the primaries are next Tuesday. And these are my choices, not the commission choices or anything, so you can take it as that. For County Commissioner District 2, I'll be supporting Charlie Ray Jackson. For School Board District 1, I'll be supporting Janine Plavick. And for School Board District 3, I'll be supporting Gregory Pelham. And I think these three people will be a benefit to the city of Newberry, so I hope you will take them into your consideration.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Clark?
Awesome. Well, one more congrats to the electric team, so appreciate everything y'all do down there. Madam Attorney, you're a breath of fresh air to have in-house. I appreciate you speaking with us and the enlightenment that we get. So thank you much on that. I know we got a few things going on the capital funds, but she's a breath of fresh air. And other than that, God bless America and God bless our troops that are deployed.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Coleman.
I went and ate at, me and Marcy went and ate at the Brick and Copper. It was excellent. We got the prime rib. If anybody hadn't tried that out yet, it's delicious there. And their potatoes ain't like that either. They're like that. And seeing that you did local, I'll do for the state. Me and my family, the Colemans, we're supporting Bobby Williams for governor and Matt the welder for agriculture. Thank you.
Very good. Yes, sir.
I can feel the collective anger from Mr. Jones that I forgot to announce that we got our notice to proceed from DEP this week. We have sent that out, so you will see construction companies run in, and we will be building a wastewater treatment plant post-haste.
Post-haste? Post-waste. Post-waste. Mostly for the commission's etiquette or edification. I've been talking with the city attorney and the city manager about a couple of procedural things that we hope can simplify our meeting. One thing we did talk about was some sort of a plaque or something on the wall for citizens to be aware of kind of when they can speak and what types of things that they are going to be speaking on, and just to help them understand kind of the process a little bit. We get a lot of people that come in here that it's the first time they've ever come in here. They're a little bit unaware of how to really just process. So doing that, we got a couple of procedural things as far as meeting flow and how things kind of come through the board that we're working on. I texted each of you to be thinking about evaluations for the clerk, the manager, and the attorney. So make sure you're still on track with that. I think our procedurals will be first meeting in September, Madam Attorney. That sound about right? The procedure packet that we were talking about?
Yes, I think as soon as we meet and get it finalized.
Okay. All right, fantastic. And just reiteration of volunteerism is what makes things work better. The government doesn't have to worry about it. People don't have to worry about where's the money going from the government to that group or that group. The idea of volunteerism connects the provider with the customer so much better and keeps us out of it, keeps potential friction from social agendas and all that stuff. So I'm a huge champion of the volunteerism, and as Commissioner Mazon pointed out, just everything wrapped in with the schools the last week really showcases the spirit of all that and what makes Newberry so great. I want to wish all of the schools a happy and productive week. I went by and brought every one of them a card this afternoon. I prayed over all the schools this morning, and I actually even donated a printer over to the community school that I had laying around. So feel free to follow my lead if you'd like. Congratulations, Commissioner Long, on your award there. And DOT is finishing up everything north on 2741. They're kind of doing all the cutouts for driveways and everything. And as I was told, they would start working south soon. After they're done there, they're going to connect. They're going to go from Newberry all the way down to Archer. So be looking forward to having that. And once we get the two-way pairs, almost every road in and out of Newberry is going to be completely repaved in the next couple of years. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm sure they could take an add-on or something like that. You just got to open up that wallet. Well, that's all I have for tonight. Thank you all for your attendance and your time. We are adjourned.